Our final tour of the day would be at Greenwell Farms Coffee. Greenwell Farms has been producing Kona coffee for over 175 years. Greenwell Farms is a fifth-generation family farm with roots that date back to the early days of Kona coffee history. Our guide took us on a 45-minute tour of the coffee plantation.
And this is their little cherry, but it's really interesting flavor-wise. It's like a bell pepper and a citrus had a baby with a cherry, so I want you guys to try it. The darker ones are super jammy, but the light-colored ones are like Sour Patch Kids sour.
The coffee farm had other trees, such as bananas.
Coconut involved, but
This is
someone
the,
also told me they
Greenwell
eat it raw like papaya salad.
Coffee.
Ready, you gotta go. Yeah, go, chow. Alright, so that tree stump to you right there, that's what happens if the coffee boring beetle gets into your tree.
Go
So
for it.
we're gonna talk about that guy. The little troublemakers.
Are these the coffee trees?
Alright,
Yep.
let's see what 115-year-old coffee trees look like. They picked from these guys, but those guys still have some cherry. So cherry refers to your ripe coffee fruit, right? It's about the color of it because it's indicating its ripeness, and it's only.
Here is a younger coffee tree. If you look carefully, you can see the red fruit on the branches in the middle tree.
Pretty high. I don't know how high that scale goes, but I've seen it like taller than me. So basically we weigh it. We're gonna take the sample out of that bag. Up to 15% of it can be totally from the ground, green, unusable, and we'll still get full price per pound. After that it starts to kind of come down, right? But basically this is part of what they call a clean farm initiative. The mills are willing to pay for that 15%, right, in order to treat what we're able to collect in those yellow bins for the beetle before setting them out for next year to breed, right?
This is one of the buildings where they separate the fruit.
So basically they look like cranberries, right? I'm gonna smash this in my pocket again. Okay, they look more like cranberries to me, but basically this machine is gonna open it, but you can dry coffee with the skin on. You could leave this on, you can leave the fruit on. We win a lot of competitions with fruit dried coffee, but it does change the flavor like as it dries, right? So we're concerned with consistency. So we're gonna wash everything off. It's gonna give you a more consistent result. So basically, I'm gonna pretend I'm a choker. This one does have a beater, so prepare yourself mentally. Alright. So if you want to come and feel what coffee fruit feels like, this is a fresh one from Grandma's tree.
Oh, you
So check out the beetle, how smart it is. It's gonna usually just populate one of the two seeds so that this one is still gonna grow and be viable for them later. Touch a coffee fruit. It feels like expensive snail mass.
Oh, it does.
It does, yeah. Isn't it great?
You want to feel it, DJ?
Yeah.
Okay, you can
It's
use
not
your
gonna
finger.
bite you.
Our guide shows us the beetles that have been infesting the trees.
This is the old washing bin. This is where we would soak the coffee. So they just threw that one out, but that's basically the size of it. That's an avocado. And if you tried private reserve in the shop, these are the trees that made that for you last year. This is what it looks about 7 months.
Here we see some of the cultivated trees in the orchard. In addition to coffee trees, there are avocado trees.
We were standing here just like this one day and a whole side of that tree fell off because there were just too many pounds of avocados on there. Then we all ran down there and rubbed them for all their avocados. So basically at the foot of that tree though, there's a couple rows there that are taller than the others. The private reserve goes up to that point. Those are hybrids. So we're gonna go down there and look at that. Basically, Arabica and Robusta are the dominant branches of the coffee family tree, right? They both kind of look the same, like this Christmas tree structure. The third branch looks like noni, and it gets like 30 feet tall. But basically, that's a hybrid of Arabica Robusta. Arabica is tastier, Robusta is hardier, bushier. So that kind of gives us a kind of closer look to what the Arabica would have looked like before the rust and the beetles, right? So you kind of see the rust is just overall thinning the tree out. It has less branches, less leaves, less clusters. So
here are some insect-free coffee trees.
These guys are pretty beetle-free. Cool. Oops, sorry. So basically, if it's one shade too dark, it's not gonna cut it. It's gonna be rejected.
This is where the spice black pepper comes from.
Do that. That's when you blanch it.
This is where black pepper comes from.
You get a black pepper. When you taste fresh black pepper, you're like, how old was my other pepper? It just leaves in my house. I don't know what it's up to, but it's not making me into a good cook or anything. So now you have to come back for this pepper because now you like your food more. I should have never shared with you.
This is where they're grafting to try and keep from the rust from, or the rust-resistant plants.
Anybody tried a white pineapple before in your life?
More bananas.
But basically it starts with this giant banana blossom, right? You see that big one up above the tank to the left? That far up there. Starts off with a giant banana blossom. The bananas come out facing the ground and they have to move up into the sky, into this position. So it's turning a full 180. That one's about halfway through. So it continues to lose its petals, right? That's what's making this tail long. So that's how you can tell kind of how old that bunch is. It's not going to be the same size ever. Basically, we talked about you can eat the purple thing. You could also eat the full length of the tree at the core of it, like you would use a bamboo shoot. This is a grass, right? So it's completely saturated in there. That's why these trees just kind of buckle when there's a strong wind. But it's saturated, so we chop this up. This is what we lay on the coals in our underground imu where we roast the pork. This is the secret, right? Burlap is going to give you heat-resistant moisture too, but this gives you sterile banana steam. And it's just, you know, delicious. Yeah.
Here is a vanilla vine.
In that time, and it's real tricky to do it. So we have videos of trying to pollinate because our boss let the gift shop workers just watch the orchids in the beginning of the pandemic. It's hard. It's not easy. That is very uncooperative pollen, and the place you have to put it, it's very tricky. It's fused together, very delicate. Alright, so this is a cacao. They put these in as displays because they grow near the family homes. We don't go down there. These are just little examples. This poor guy's fighting for his life. So, if you want to try the cacao that we've grown on the farm, it's only available in the bars. We don't make enough for the snacks yet. And that is processed through Puna chocolate. So if you guys go down...
Steamy wastewater.
I told some other kids this could turn them into the joke if they started trying to run over here and jump inside.
At the end of the tour, we were able to sample some of the coffees. Our final stop before heading to the airport was the Music Exchange. The shop had a wide selection of ukuleles to choose from. I ended up purchasing a Kayla Gloss Mahogany Tenor 8-string ukulele. Our vacation was now over when we made our way to the airport to return to Charlton.